The letter of Paul that we had for this project was 2 Thessalonians. 2 Thessalonians was written at around 52 to 54 AD in Corinth and was written a couple months after 1 Thessalonians. Paul wrote this letter to reemphasize the return of Jesus Christ. Some people in Thessalonica believed that Jesus had already returned, so Paul wrote this to clear any misunderstandings. Some of the main themes that this letter focuses on are Paul's praise and prayers for the Thessalonian church and topics concerning the day of the Lord and the coming of the Antichrist. Within the letter, Paul clarifies a mysterious prophecy made by Jesus which relates to the coming of the man of sin, or the name that Paul gave to the Antichrist. Certain things are able to be interpreted from Paul's letter. We learn that Satan is a source of power for the Antichrist, that the man of sin will commit blasphemy against God in the temple, that he has the ability to deceive, and that he can perform miracles. In chapter 1, verses 3 through 5, Paul praises and commends this church for their faith and fortitude in the face of persecution, something that we see today in troubled areas of the world.
Chapter 1 focuses on the great hope brought through Jesus' future return, though the exact time is unknown. Paul congratulates the people for their perseverance despite persecution. Therefore, among God's churches, we boast about your perseverance and faith in all the persecutions and trials you are enduring. 2 Thessalonians 1:4. In the letter, Paul also teaches of the punishment that God will give to those persecuting. He will punish those who do not know God and do not obey the gospel of our Lord Jesus. They will be punished with everlasting destruction and shut out from the presence of the Lord and from the glory of his might. 2 Thessalonians 1:8-9. Chapters 2 through 3 speak more on the return of Christ and the man of lawlessness, or the Antichrist. Paul urges for the people to continue to pray and serve. May the Lord direct your hearts into God's love and Christ's perseverance. 2 Thessalonians 3:5. Paul wrote this second letter because false teachers began to tell the Thessalonians that the day of the Lord was already at hand. These teachers were twisting Paul's teachings, causing believers to stop working, serving, and praying. Paul then states in his letter that he never taught that the day of the Lord had already come. In order to counter these teachings, Paul wrote 2 Thessalonians. In the church today, we can see how the theme of 2 Thessalonians is present through the believers' non-stop faith and service. Today, believers continue to pray and serve as they wait for the return of Christ, just as Paul told the Thessalonians.